It's time to take what we've learned in the past couple of lessons and use dodge and burn techniques to improve an image. So this is going to be a good tutorial where I walk through this entire image. This is a photo shot at our wedding of my beautiful bride, Isabel, from the back while she was getting ready. The first thing I'm going to do with this image is actually to crop this image a little bit in. I want to get rid of these blinds up here, so I'm just going to use my crop tool. Drag in while holding the shift key to keep the same aspect ratio and just center her right here. So then if I press return on my keyboard, it locks that crop. So I'm going to use the non-destructive burn and dodge technique we learned in the last lesson. And the first thing I'm going to do is create a new layer. And if you need to open this, this is the dodge and burn.nef file. Then with the new layer selected, I'm going to make sure that I have 55% selected over here in my swatches. And then on my Mac, press Option Delete. On a PC, it would be Alt Backspace. And then change the overlay or the blend mode from normal to overlay. And now with my brush tool, I'm going to choose a 70% gray and see what that does. It does darken a little bit of Isabel's back and shoulders, which is good because I think this might be a little too much, but her dress I think needs to be a little bit darker so that we can see the details of her dress and of her hair, making it a little bit more contrasted. So that looks pretty good. And then I'm going to go in and maybe paint her back just a little bit of a lighter gray, maybe like a 45% gray. Get in here. Wow, that's too much. Way too much. Let's go back to 50. A little bit too much. I'm just going to go back to the 55% gray, which is what it was normally. Let's just paint over her back like so. Maybe her arms. See what that looks like. Just get, more of her natural skin color. This is actually a good way if you want to change the skin tone. Just make it a little bit darker or lighter. Something like that's pretty good. Then I'm actually going to go in here and just make sure the rest of this is completely white. So I'm going to take something like a 30% gray, paint over here. I am getting a little bit of her arm right there, so I'm going to have to go back and repaint her arm, and looks like her hair. It is okay to have a little bit of that glow look. I'll just get in here, paint this. There was some sort of detail right here. I think it was a branch outside or something. Let's just try a 10% gray. I really just want to paint that out. And I could just use a white paintbrush if I wanted to. It's completely white to paint that out. Maybe that's what I should do with all the edges right here. Then go back down and get that 60% gray. Paint in her hair. Actually, what was it before? Was it 70? Yeah, it looks like 70 was the one that I used before. Make sure we see the details of her earrings, her hair, and her dress. And go back to the 55% gray for her arms. Oops, gotta get in here a little bit detailed, more precise with a smaller brush. Something like that. So if I turn this on and off, you can see it's very subtle right now. It's very subtle, but it looks pretty good. The next thing I would do would be to add an adjustment layer, maybe a curves adjustment layer, and just add a little bit of contrast to this over the adjustments that I've already made. And that looks pretty darn good. Maybe bring up the blacks just a little bit. I don't want to lose the details that are happening in her hair right there. Cool, so this was the effect I was going for, just a pure white background with her just in the middle, and you see the details of her dress, the details of her hair, and I really like it. And you can see, again, this is non-destructive. I can go back and edit this, tweak these things, go in, make some finer details. Thanks so much for watching. I think it's time for you to take action to do a project yourself, either with this photo, another photo in the folder, or just take a photo yourself and practice using the dodge and burn tool. Thanks a lot, and we'll see you in the next lessons.